On this episode of Rock School Proprietor Podcast, Mandy's sharing a recent experience about a parent who left a negative review online and how she handled it. But we're going beyond just that one review and talking about the broader impact reviews have on our reputation and how they impact our website's SEO. We talk about Google's latest policy changes on review solicitation and what you can and can't do anymore and how to collect them. We also touch on the emotional toll this can take on us and why building genuine community trust matters more than gaming the review system. This episode is equal parts strategy and cautionary tale, but all about managing your online reputation. Stay tuned. At my rock school, our biggest priority is getting students playing together in bands. Two of the key strategies we use in rehearsals are scaffolding and chunking. Both make complex tasks and big goals more manageable for students. Those same teaching strategies work great in private guitar lessons too, and they're built into my book, Complete Guitar Strumming. It's a straightforward approach to teaching rhythm timing and strumming so students can start playing songs faster. I've used this method for years, and the instructors at my school use it with their students every day. I also created a free instructor companion guide and training videos to help with quick, easy implementation to use with your students too. Both digital and hard copy versions are now available. Visit rockschoolproprietor.com/book to learn more. Welcome to Rock School Proprietor Podcast. My name's John Kazicki.
And I'm Mandy York.
Hey, Mandy. Just as I hit record, there was a lawnmower that started.
Spring is here.
Across the street, so hopefully not too noisy. We're going to start this. You're going to start this episode. You have a story to share and about a bad review. I
know, it's a sad story. Oh,
we've all, well, I shouldn't say we've all been there. I don't, knock on wood.
Right.
I don't think I have any negative Google reviews for my music school, but I've definitely had unhappy customers and
sure.
clients in the past. One last weekend, actually, at our concert. But so why don't you share your story about this recent negative review that you got, and we're going to just go off on talking about how to improve that stuff and maybe fix it and like what is best practices for reviews and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's a lot.
What
here.
happened?
Yeah, it's a sad story. Oh, I'm feeling so vulnerable too, man. When something like this happens. Oh, well, okay. You know that I teach early childhood. Mm-hmm. Young kids, caregivers all in the room with me. I'm semester-based, so families sign up for 10 weeks at a time. This was a new family. They attended in the winter months, the winter semester. Mm-hmm. It was a good experience. They were in a good class. Nothing of note, really. We took like spring break off. We're into the spring semester. So the new session had already started maybe week 2 or 3. We're into that. Next session.
They're no longer in.
They're no longer
classes.
in.
Okay.
Yep.
When this
for
happens.
whatever reason.
Sure.
And she emailed our admin, just the generic admin, email that she needed 3 makeup classes because her daughter was sick 1 week in the winter and they went out of town for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And so our admin relayed the policy, replied and said, makeup classes don't roll over into consecutive sessions. Yeah. Mom wasn't satisfied with that answer, so she emailed back.
So just to interject, because I think it's important for context, and I think I know the answer to this. Yeah. But you do have ways for people to make up. Do you have ways for people to make up during that semester?
Yes. Yeah. And I want to get into that. Like that's important to this story too. No, that's good. Well, Mom argued back and said, well, no, I'm owed these classes. And admin replied again, more specifically, pointing to where the policy is on our website and that it's in the registration process. Like families have to like check that they've read the policy. And then instead of replying to that email, Mom called the studio. And so I spoke with Mom. Mm-hmm. And yes, so the background on this policy is that a class, the language is makeup classes are not guaranteed with tuition, okay?
Right.
But if and when there is room, families can access an online makeup scheduler, and they can it's a self-serve RSVP. So we're very full. So a lot of times someone has to be missing for a spot to open up. But that's something that the admin handles. Okay, Susie's going to be on vacation next week. I'm going to open up her spot online so that someone else can come in and take it. Take them preemptively. I mean, I feel like it's generous, you know.
I think it's generous given that these are group classes.
Yes.
That's just my personal perspective. As both someone who offers group classes, but also as a parent of kids who are involved in some group classes, I think that's super generous.
Yes. And that's important to me. We do our best. But I do know, like, I oftentimes hand out a paper copy of our policies at the beginning of the semester. It is on the website in the registration page, you know, that the families go through. They have to read and then check that they have read the terms and conditions, right?
Yeah.
So it's there. I make sure everybody knows so that I don't have someone saying, well, I am owed this. Like, wait, let's go back and look. So I got on the phone with her.
You're very thorough.
Well, you have to be, I think, you know, because I want to avoid these kind of conversations.
Sure.
So I talked with her and I was very apologetic. I said, I'm really, I'm really sorry. Like, we just don't have anything right now. Our semester's just started. We're completely full. Reiterated the policy. And I explained to her that we would never have the capacity to let makeup classes roll over from session to session. If people are on vacation one semester, I have to take care, right? I tried to explain that to her. Her wording was that she was just very disappointed. This is very disappointing, and I just think this is a bad way to do business. Okay?
Yeah.
So
there's a little dig there. I recognize
totally.
that. It's like
totally
a little dig to try and get her way.
But I mean, really, I stuck to my policies, which I thought were fair. I did apologize. I said, I mean, we'd love to have you guys back in class. I hope it works out again. I just can't accommodate it. We don't have the capacity. She kept pushing and pushing. And I did at one point, I said, I understand. And, I think about, like, my daughters are in things like music lessons and sports. And when, if we go out of town, I can't, there's usually not an opportunity to get an extra volleyball practice in. It's just,
right.
We missed that one.
Yeah.
That she kind of slowed down after that point. Anyway. But I said, again, just kind of ended the call. Like, I'm really sorry we can't accommodate this, but we hope to see you in the studio again soon. I didn't have a good feeling. And I've never received negative reviews on Google. And I've actually never, again, this is my 11th year. I've never had anyone push back on this like that before either. So within a couple hours, her negative review popped up on Google.
Oh,
it was not very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how much we need to get into the review. It was pretty clearly, like, just unkind. These classes aren't even really for kids. They were very boring. That kind of thing, you know.
So I did have questions on that because, and maybe we'll get into this a little bit further into the conversation, but do you feel like the review was representative of what she had a problem with regarding the experience, or was it just retribution? I'm going to say whatever I want about this, regardless of, like, context. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I remember feeling like this is just unkind, actually. She didn't get what she wanted, and so she wrote this review because she she emailed several times. She sat on the phone with me for several minutes wanting classes, right?
Yeah.
She wanted to come in for classes and then went on online and said, these classes really are not good.
Right.
So
Right. I want these classes that are not very good.
Yes. Yeah. So in my opinion, it was just kind of retaliation for not getting what she wanted there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my sad story. Bummer. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a few things about this that I want to kind of point out, and we'll dive into all the conversation.
Okay.
Flexibility is a really good thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I use my judgment and I make accommodations for my families because we are a small business. We are a small community. We have a really strong culture, right? If I have pregnant moms that think that they're going to come in 6 weeks after baby with their baby and their toddler and they get in and they're like, what did I do? I'm not ready for this.
Yes.
That happens, Yeah.
I
say, you take your time and come back when you're ready, right?
Right.
Because on the flip side, I have some moms that come in 3 weeks post-delivery and I am serving like young families and young mothers, and I want what's best for them. I make accommodations for that. I've got patients, dealing with childhood leukemia, mom going through chemo treatments.
Sure.
We are in like the business of people and families, and I make accommodations. Okay. I think that's important. I just want to put that out there. I would never say, I'm so sorry. Like, we do not schedule makeups. You'll have to reschedule your chemo treatments. Like, come on, guys.
Right.
This is not what I'm doing. That's not what we're doing.
Exactly.
Okay. And we do have this makeup scheduler that we provide. It's like a free service, right? I don't have to be organizing the schedule to provide you with makeup classes.
Can I put you at ease for a second?
Can you tell that I'm getting worked up?
Yeah, I don't think that you need to it's clear, you care. You've demonstrated that. I don't think you have to justify it.
Okay.
At least to me or listeners. I think we're in the same boat. This isn't like a rare case, I think.
Yes. Oh yeah.
11 years of kind of this standard procedure, and for the most part, right? Everyone's like, okay.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe along the way someone else thought this, but they didn't.
Yes.
They didn't go to tarnish your reputation. But yeah, flexibility, you offer it. And
Yes.
I think most people would look at that and understand that this entire thing of life and parenting and schedules and how busy our world is about balance. And we're all trying to find that point where everything doesn't all topple over. So
yes.
Good on you.
Well, I think I'm trying to, express that there's a balance between that, being flexible, being human and compassionate, and holding to your policies, right? That is something we've talked about on this podcast before.
Yes,
policies are important. They're important for you, for your business, for your clients, so that they have those clear expectations in place, right? And they save you time and money and all that too. So, and I think the other thing I wanted to point out about the story too is that parent education and or client education, right, helps in these situations. It slipped through the cracks. She didn't see it. I honestly don't know how, but you put it out there as much as you can so that you don't have somebody coming back saying, well, I didn't see that. Where is it? Yeah. You've got to kind of cover yourself and make sure everyone's getting those policies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that conversation, I was nervous about retaliation because I could just feel it. It was weird. And I stuck to the policy, but what would you have done? Have you had a situation like that?
Well,
yeah.
So I don't know if it's the same, but this just happened a couple days ago with me where I was expecting and maybe it'll still come. Maybe a bad review will still come, but I was sort of expecting one because we had our student concerts last weekend, and we had an incident where a mom was really unhappy at the end of the performance because this was with our Kids Rock kids, 4 to 7-year-olds, where like at the end of those performances, we put all the kids who are participating in this concert on stage together, and they're singing like a song while we have our instructors backing them up.
Mm-hmm.
We call it the Epic Jam, right? And so we've got like, I don't know, 12 kids on stage, kind of in like groups of 4 around 3 microphones, and it's super cute. It's super fun, right? We tell the kids like, okay, kind of make room for everyone. You're all sharing this microphone. You got to sing loud, stand back a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And but they're 5 and 6-year-olds, right? So just the visual is cute. You know what I mean? And so two siblings, 2 brothers in the classes, and they get in a little scuffle. One of them's edging the other one out, trying to get in front of the microphone. And I'm like on the drums, kind of backing up the band. And I look up and I see the mom on stage and not happy. And she yanks one of the kids off stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Right. Yeah. And then so we get done, and like my other instructors tell me that she's not happy. So I did go to her shortly after. I said, like, well, what was going on? What happened? Can you tell me what happened? And she just was not having it. She was not happy. She said that the entire experience was ruined for her. Her son was angry. Her son was crying, and I'm like, well, is there anything that we could do, to change this right now? Because legitimately, I would like to know, all right, did we miss something? Is there something we can adjust so that we can do a better job next time? Her suggestion was to have a microphone for each kid, and she does not understand why we didn't have a microphone for each child. Yeah. And I can see where she's coming from, maybe as someone who doesn't understand the logistics of it. But you and I know that if we've got 12 kids on stage to sing, I mean, logistically, it just, like, I don't even know if there are 12 inputs available for 12 microphones. So, yeah, she had just made up her mind that she was not happy. I don't know what else was going on. I don't know, maybe like in hindsight, could she have been embarrassed that she went on stage and like her kids were, on stage fighting? Maybe. And maybe looking to deflect a little. I don't know. Maybe she wasn't happy with something else about the program weeks and weeks ago, and it just sort of built up. I'm not sure. So you never know. Didn't result in a bad review, but I think you did everything that you could.
Right. Yeah. I think, and you too, like, I found myself thinking about this, like, okay, I've did the right thing. I'm happy with how I handled it now. How would have I handled it 8 to 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And how different would it have felt back then?
What do you think? What would you have done?
Well, I would have done what I was doing all the time, especially in the very, very beginning. Like, oh, here, you can come to these classes anyway, or let me give you a discount off the next semester,
Sure.
Like just giving away.
Which I'd say might not have been the wrong choice either.
Right. Yeah.
Because at that point, your big goals might be different. Building reputation, right? Like at that point, I mean, I don't know how many Google reviews you have, but at that point, if you had 2 Google reviews and then all of a sudden you get like a scathing, horrible review, that has a greater impact than now if you've got 30 reviews and you get 1 bad review or whatever your numbers are, Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It was really jarring to me when it all happened, when I read the review. Like, it is emotional when something like that happens. I just couldn't help it. Like, I was frustrated. I was worried, and I
Mhm,
had all this
mhm.
self-doubt, like,
Yeah.
but I purposefully didn't do anything about it. Like, I just, and I think this is maybe, right, good life advice, like, sit with it for a minute before you act on emotions, right?
Right. Yeah.
Definitely, because particularly with Google, and that's what we're talking about here, you can respond to these reviews, like public
Mhm.
responses.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good choice sometimes. Obviously, reaching out to the client, whatever else you might do, but I did not make a move.
Mhm.
I gave myself some time to calm down.
Are you going to respond to the review?
I thought I was. I thought I was going to respond so that I could kind of clear my name a little bit, like we're really sorry we couldn't accommodate the request, but per our policies, it's
Yeah.
not possible. And I mean, yeah, you want to say something like, we can't give makeup classes when families go out of vacation for 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I
But
mean, you definitely don't wanna get into, like
uh-huh.
a flame war, back and
Yep.
forth, right? But,
Mm,
I mean, like, I think you probably should. I think you should
you do.
reply,
Okay.
and in part, like, I know that's best practices for Google reviews.
Yeah.
Google wants you to
Mhm.
reply, and that's probably regardless of if it's good or bad, like, but yeah, definitely cool down a bit
Mhm.
and then reply in like in an honest way,
Yeah.
Hey, like you said, sorry we couldn't accommodate, and then you move on.
Mhm. Yeah, this is a few weeks now, so since it happened,
Mhm.
and yeah, I mean, I'm over it. I but I kinda resolved to, like, do nothing, but
Yeah.
you're telling me I should.
Well,
I can think on it some
like,
more.
I think my advice is it's like my advice is really based on what Google says you should do
Okay,
it,
okay.
like,
That's
personally,
mhm,
I don't either way, I think.
yeah. So when we talk about comparing, music time 10 years ago and now, I do have the reviews, right? And
Mhm.
I do have they're all positive reviews except this one, and I do have the word of mouth and,
Yeah.
and, like, I thought after this happened, like, I was in a community event, like, volunteering at a community event, like, the weekend afterwards, and then I was in a meeting earlier this week with another group planning another summer thing. Like, I'm out in my community, people know me, I have a strong reputation, right? You know that you're the
Mhm.
same way.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
I decided just to let it go. Now, I might as my spring session ends, we've talked about this in another episode before, we've talked about surveying.
Yeah.
I'm up for it's survey time this semester. I don't do
Mhm.
it every
Mhm.
semester. I might push reviews a little more now
Yeah.
to kind of bury it or just make sure that there's more recent positive reviews in your Google
Yes.
page, right?
Okay. So,
Are you
I'm
ready to
glad you
school me?
I'm glad you mentioned this. Yeah, because and this is purely coincidence. I mean, we talked about doing this episode over a week ago,
Mhm.
and just this past week, I learned that Google is kind of changing. I don't know what the word would be. I don't know if it's rules, but like Google's changing some things with reviews,
Mhm.
and they're sort of setting up like some stricter policies of their own, I
Okay.
think is what it sounds like. So let's see. I a ton of notes that like and quotes from Google's actual review stuff that they updated because I want to make sure I get this stuff correct.
Yeah, and I'm
Um,
really curious. I wanna take notes on this.
so I guess you had posed the question to me, and I don't know if you said it just now or if it's in your notes, like how much do Google reviews matter?
Yeah.
And like I look at it from sort of two perspectives. I mean, I look at it from the perspective of SEO,
Mhm.
right? And how Google uses your reviews, the reviews of your business. And in that respect, like, yes, they're very important. Like, so Google, for one, it's an SEO thing that'll improve your SEO. And in fact, I did Sarah Campbell's SEO webinar a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
and she had some great things to say about SEO and Google reviews. And I think, hold on, let me look. Yeah, Sarah was on episode 71, and we talked a lot about authenticity in marketing. And so I really love her perspective on it. But the reviews are good for SEO. But what I learned also is that Google looks at 4 factors that impact your Google ranking related to reviews.
Oh, wow.
So it looks, and this is where like this impacts the maps. So like where you're going to show up on Google Maps, and
Mhm.
all this is tied to SEO. Highest rating, highest quantity of reviews, consistency of those ratings, and then also most recent reviews. And I think consistency means like in terms of frequency.
Okay.
Like, is there a steady trickle of these reviews,
Mhm.
or is there like all of a sudden a bunch of reviews and then like no reviews? I think it wants that steady trickle.
Yeah.
What also came to mind when it comes to thinking about how much these reviews matter, when we talked with Amy Nunez from Ensemble,
Mhm.
she had mentioned like when they're evaluating evaluating music schools to purchase, that's something that they look at.
Mhm.
Do you have like a steady number of reviews and a good amount of reviews? Jeff Homer, CEO of Ensemble, when I spoke to him, he said the same thing. So, I mean, in that respect, I think if you do ever want to sell your studio, that's important. So there's like kind of the business side of, are these reviews important? And like for Google, yes, they're important. But then like, let's talk about the practical side.
Yeah. Right.
The practical
Mhm.
side, like when you and I are on Google and we're looking at reviews, like one, and I don't know if you feel this way, but as a consumer, when I look at reviews of anything online, at this point, I just assume that they're polarizing, right? I just
Mhm.
assume that it's like all these 5-star reviews and then like nothing and then like 1-star reviews.
Yeah.
It's almost like there is no, wow, that was an okay meal, you know?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like, that was the most amazing meal I ever had, or boy, let me tell you how horrible this meal was. I kind of get it because that's tied to emotion, right? And if I'm like, man, that was fine, I'm
Mhm.
not necessarily moved to like review something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Totally.
I think as humans, we sort of expect that now. We expect it's going to be like, there is no in between. It's like
Mhm.
pass fail, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Is that just me, or is it
No,
you like
that's
that
how I
too?
approach these things too. Yeah. And
Okay.
w where do I use them? I look at Google reviews for businesses a little bit. Amazon, I've got to admit. That's where I'm looking at reviews if I'm purchasing something.
Yeah.
And I go to the most negative reviews, and
Right. What's
you
wrong
can
with
read
this
them.
thing? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, "Oh, they're just mad that it didn't arrive fast enough," or, "Oh,
Yes.
they're" like, you can read, you can see, like, "Oh, this is just like an this person was upset. This was
Yeah.
emotional," whatever.
Yeah.
And you can get the idea there. So, same thing with businesses.
Well, yeah, and that's why I was asking if when you do read this negative review that you got, is it emotionally charged? Or is it a true representation of the experience? Like, oh, I thought I would be able to make up these classes, and turns out I wasn't able to make up these classes. And because of that, I'm not happy, 1 star. Because if it was that, as weird as it sounds, I almost feel like that is good information.
Right.
Because someone might read that, and if someone else thinks like, well, I want to be able to make up these classes anytime and at any point, and if it's like, a year and a half later and I want to make up this class, I want to make up this class. And if they realize like, oh, I'm not going to get that here, well, then it's not for them. Right. And then
the review did its job.
Exactly. So, but if the review is more emotionally charged, like you said, these classes aren't for kids.
It comes off as a little bit bizarre.
Yeah. So, right. So I think as a human, as a consumer, I think we can sort of read through that. So, yeah. So they do matter, right?
They do matter.
But here's the thing. Here's the things that I was learning. And this is, I've solicited reviews in the past in a few different ways. I mean, at some points, it was simply just sending out emails to clients. Hey, would you mind giving us a review? If you like what we're doing.
Do you do that to everyone enrolled, or are you targeting specific people?
Well, I haven't done it in a while.
Okay.
And I think this is kind of important as these Google rules are changing.
Mm-hmm.
Another technique that I've used is, when we get these great photos of kids at our concerts, I've sent an image to parents and saying like, hey, look at this great photo of your kid at the concert. If you wouldn't mind giving us a review, here's the link. Recently, just actually last weekend for our concert, I put the little Google QR code on the back of the program and said, hey, if you are enjoying the show and you want to leave us a review, here's the QR code to scan. All of these tactics now, they're kind of under scrutiny, it seems like, from Google.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to read my notes because, again, I don't want to mess anything up because this is so new.
Okay.
It's literally as of this month, April 2026. Google rules regarding business reviews, and it's all very complex too. So I don't claim to have all the answers here. Reviews and ratings should reflect genuine experience. That's in quotes. And Google is cracking down on what they call rating manipulation. Now, this is a direct quote from the Google help page. Rating manipulation refers to any attempt to directly or indirectly influence the star rating of a place on the map through fake and misleading content. This includes, but is not limited to, soliciting fake reviews, coercing or pressuring customers for specific ratings or reviews, or orchestrating coordinated campaigns to unfairly inflate or deflate a place's rating. So now, if you're following, there's a lot to unpackage there. The two things that I thought were kind of interesting were faking this idea of rating manipulation, and they talk about fake engagement.
Right.
Yeah. Again, more quotes, right? So fake engagement, and this says, we do not allow merchants or users to solicit or encourage the posting of content that does not represent a genuine experience, offer incentives such as payment, discounts, free goods, and or services in exchange for posting any review or revision or removal of a negative review. So I think that might be, that one is kind of interesting to me because I've definitely seen like, hey, get a discount on this if you give us a review.
Yeah.
Or, hey, be entered into this contest to win something if you give us a review.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the attempt is gaming the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think what Google's looking for is to eliminate that that kind of stuff. And they, again, going back to that idea of the genuine experience, that's really what they want to highlight.
Yes.
But wait, there's more.
Well, okay.
Go ahead. If you, reply,
I
please
want,
do.
how?
How
How
are they
do
going
they
to do it?
know? Yes. Are they in my Gmail, like reading that I'm sending emails to people saying, please review? Like, what's happening? How do they know?
I can't confirm or deny, really. But I
Right.
mean,
How?
could they be? Maybe. I mean, I use Google Workspace for my Gmail, right?
Yep. Me too.
I mean,
I mean,
AI is pretty, their AI is pretty slick, right?
mhm. I'm all about whenever I see those contests or incentives to rate people on Google. Like that's no good. I don't think anybody should be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't think that's right. So cool. I'm all for that, but how? How are they policing that? Really? That's tricky. I'm very curious.
Right? I mean, Google knows.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, you're talking about rating manipulation, and like I have notes about that too, again, directly from the Google Help page. So rating manipulation, and again, I'm going to read this. It's a direct quote. We do not allow merchants to offer incentives such as payment, discounts, free goods and/or services in exchange for posting any reviews. Very similar to just what we wrote about that fake engagement.
Yeah.
Selectively solicit positive reviews from customers. So they don't want you to like go to customers and be like, hey, can you give me a positive review? So when you said like, should I go to my longtime clients
Mm-hmm.
and get more positive reviews to bury that negative one? I don't know. I don't know if you should. I'm not sure. Okay, another bullet point here from this. Again, direct quote. When soliciting reviews, merchants should not require or pressure users to leave ratings or write reviews while on the premises, nor should they request that specific content to be included. Now, it says we do allow merchants to solicit or encourage the posting of content that does represent a genuine experience without offering incentives to do so or attempting to influence the rating or the contents of the review.
All right. I'm taking all this in. This is a little much.
I know, right? Because it's like they want you to solicit reviews, but be careful how you do it.
Right. I mean, I think I get the idea. They want it to be organic, right? They want it to be more organic, like a real, genuine review.
Yeah.
But we were just saying it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't, no matter where you are. It's
right.
You're either mad that the packaging was damaged when it arrived in the mail, or your server took too. I mean, people review when they're angry about things, not when no one's giving those 3-star reviews and giving you like a genuine, like, this was really good.
Yeah.
Pasta was really great, but the such and such was overdone. Like,
I'm going to give you a hot take. And I think it really sucks because I go back to this idea of genuine experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Google's term, genuine experience. We run small businesses in a small town. We're mom and pop shops, as are most of the people who listen to this podcast. 100% we have genuine experiences with our clients, right?
Yeah.
We're not trying to game the system. We aren't. We're trying to run our legit, genuine experience businesses. But there are bad actors out there who have resources and are using AI, or they have a huge budget that they can try and manipulate like consumers and pay for fake reviews and all this other stuff. That's what Google's trying to crack down on.
Yeah.
I get it. But like, hey, who's paying the price?
Yeah.
These people who now have to operate by the rules of the overlords who are setting policies because of the bad actors. And the irony is that, like, I didn't mention it earlier, but you were talking about your policies. It's bad practice, I think, in general, for us as music school owners to change our policies because we had a bad interaction with a client.
Yeah.
Like that reactionary, like, oh, now I'm going to put this in my policy, and so that people can't do it. And I feel like that's what this is with this review, right? Here are all these bad things that people are doing with reviews to game the system. And then Google says, like, oh, well, I'm trying to game the system. Well, we're going to crack down on it. And it makes this such narrow lane for us to actually operate when we know our clients. We see them face to face. We are at a disadvantage now, I think, with this because we've got to tread super lightly.
Yeah. I'm really curious what this looks like in real life.
I guess we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Right. It made me think of, actually, I got a text from Jenny Townsend from the Music Compound, our friend, earlier this week. And she was telling me, and like when I got this text from her, I thought, this is awesome. Such a great idea. She said, hey, it's Teacher Appreciation Week coming up. And she had mentioned that one thing that they do is they encourage their clients, if they had good experience with their instructors, to like leave a review, teacher appreciation, right? And highlight that concept of teacher appreciation, which I thought, like, that's a great idea. But now, is that even not allowed? Is that going to be flagged as a violation of this because it was sort of incentivized to where is it? Did I say something? Maybe I didn't put it in my notes, but there was something about like a specific staff member, like mentioning a specific staff member, and that might flag a review.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because I always thought that was like a good thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And like now it's like, I don't know, is it? Sorry.
I don't like this idea.
Now we're on my
I thought you were going to give
me
some really like good information on how Google reviews work. You just like blew everything up.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought I would be able to share like some good tactics and good strategies for our listeners, but like in light of all these changes that just happened, now I'm like, I don't know how to give good advice in this arena because I don't know how this is going to play out.
Right.
And it's like, to get back up on my soapbox here for a second, what personally frustrates me about this is I feel like the tech companies like Google right now are all about like, hey, use AI. Use AI for this. Use AI for that, right? I can't go into my Gmail without Google telling me I'm writing my email wrong, you know?
Totally.
And like suggesting I use Gemini to do whatever. And it's like, use AI, use AI, use AI. But then here, in this situation, when we're talking about reviews, they're all about the genuine experience, right? And it's not like there's going to be someone at, like, if one of my reviews got flagged and I tried to dispute it, it's not like there's going to be a person at Google that looks at that.
No.
It's going to be AI, right? But you and I both know that we are providing genuine experiences for our clients. Oh, what a buzzkill this has been all of a sudden. And it's all my fault. I'm sorry.
Totally your fault.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, through all of this, my sad review story, I thought like one good thing to do would be to genuinely connect with longtime families and say, this would be a great thing to do for a small business if, I appreciate the review. And to me, that's better than like sending out the big blanket thing. Like, hey, you've been with us a long time, appreciate you. Would you consider writing a review?
So yeah, based on all of this, I think you can don't take my advice for gospel, but I think you still can But it seems like it's more about like, hey, if you wouldn't mind leaving a review, here's a link.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Hey, you've been with us for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We'd love a review.
Mm-hmm.
And not suggesting good or bad or anything specific. It's almost like has to be so vague in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. It's really weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
I want to read more about this now. Cool. Oh, well, what do we even do with that? How do we wrap this up?
I don't
Reviews
know.
are important.
Yeah. How
But
about if
more
someone else
important,
knows more about this than we do at this point, or maybe can suggest how to proceed in this new Google environment, then let us know.
yeah.
Can we suggest people leave us a review for the podcast right now?
I don't know. You all make your own decisions. But
We
we
certainly
won't
can't
pressure
request they
you.
leave a 5-star review.
No.
Maybe a 3-star review.
Oh. Well, reviews, they're important. Early on, they're really important. But you know what? As you go through this journey, your small business, like, I think I know I feel this about your business too. Like, just do the good work.
Yeah.
Develop the great culture. The word of mouth is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And I suspect what'll happen, because again, all these changes with Google are very new, like literally within the last couple of weeks. So I expect that we're going to see how this will play out and maybe change the review landscape over the course of the coming months. Maybe by the time this episode even airs, I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have some better strategies.
Uh-huh. So curious about how it'll affect SEO.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot, John.
Oh, okay. Hang in there, everyone. So let's wrap it up then, and
right.
we'll see you next time.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
If you have topic suggestions or questions, please contact us at info@rockschoolproprietor.com. We'd love to hear from you and hear suggestions for future shows. We've put together some free resources for teachers and studio owners over at rockschoolproprietor.com and a private Facebook group called The Modern Music School. Please join us over there. On social, I'm at rock.school.proprietor on Instagram and John Kazicki on both LinkedIn and Blue Sky. Your ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify are always appreciated. And if you enjoyed the show and gain insight from our conversation, then we count that as a win. All we ask in return is that you pay it forward, and please share the show with someone you think needs to hear it.